21's a lot. So, okay. Anyways, let's get done with that. Congratulations, everybody, Cleveland. Let's get into why we have Sarah here again.
Pixar Part
I don't know
2.
why I'm here again.
Where did we leave off? We left off with Ratatouille.
No, we left off with Cars.
Well, that's what we did last time. Saying I
Cars.
guess we're starting off with Ratatouille.
All right, so Ratatouille comes out. It's only a year later, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, almost exactly a year. Cars June 9th. This came out June 29th, 2007.
Now, when I heard that they were going to make a movie about cooking, because that's all I heard, and I didn't know what Ratatouille was. I'm not that cool of a kid, right?
Have you ever made Ratatouille since?
No, I have not.
Yeah.
It's very difficult. It's like one of those like beef Wellington or
Freaking rat can
baked
make that.
Alaska. It's
There's
like one of the.
paper involved or something.
It's a layering effect and things like that. It's
If
just
a rat can make it, I think.
okay. But when I heard they were going to make a movie about cooking, I was like, sign me up, because I think it was about this time that
You were getting in it.
I was getting into cooking. I started watching Alton Brown Good Eats, and I was like, my
Your
muse.
boy Tyler Florence.
I love Tyler Florence. And so they were like, Pixar's going to make a movie about French cooking. And I was like, that normally would sound terrible, but given the time and place, this sounds amazing. And then I heard freaking the voice of Ratatouille was going to be I can't
Patton
remember.
Oswalt.
Patton Oswalt. And I was like, what?
Which is hilarious.
It's funny because like all of these, it's weird how this comedian transformation just generally, like you have Tim Allen, you have Bob Saget, these comedians who are foul and disgusting, like make some of the most terrible jokes, turned into like
children's characters.
Yeah, children's characters and like
Yeah,
Tim
Robin
Allen really
Williams
liked that?
too.
oh yeah, oh yeah. Go back and
Oh.
watch some of his. It's like
I don't know.
Or like Robin Williams.
Robin
you know,
Williams,
like you
yeah.
think of him as Genie or Mrs. Doubtfire, but if you see any of his stand-up
Like
from
back in the 70s, like, it
yeah,
was
the
bad.
70s and the 80s, my goodness. Like,
I know Bob Saget.
oh my goodness.
so like yeah, I knew Patton Oswalt's stand up, so I was like, oh, that's awesome. Like, but of course they're not going to do that.
No.
But Ratatouille, I thoroughly enjoyed. I like the idea of the whole him wanting, rats just eat garbage, and he was like, no, you must make something
you gotta
better.
be better than that.
Yeah, I love that. I love the whole, he's a American guy in France and he's trying to make it, but he's basically a dishwasher, right?
Yep.
And he wants to cook and he knows how to cook and
Kind of.
right? And it's such a stupid story. Like if you hear somebody pitch that story, okay, these rats, this one little rat wants to cook really well, and then he works with a human by tugging on his hair to teach him how to become a better cook.
And he talks to a ghost.
Yeah, it's just like, what?
But
like
then-
some
It's
fever
definitely-
dream of like,
It's definitely weird, and how I feel about this movie is this movie is underrated in my opinion.
It is.
Like,
Yes.
definitely go see it. This definitely has more heart than humor. Not a lot of jokes in this movie compared to like Toy Story or Finding Nemo or that stuff.
I think it's just
It's not
because of
as
the,
funny,
yeah, I don't think so either. Yeah,
but definitely a lot more heart. The story's really good, even though, like you said, it's weird. It's very underrated. Most people kind of brush this movie off.
Yeah, I think
as
this
kind of
movie
meh.
has the themes to it are really kind of deep. Like you have Linguini who, he doesn't know that the owner is his father and they're trying to keep it from him,
Right.
and then he has to come to terms with it, and Remy is trying to find out who he is, but it goes against what his family has brought him up as, and it's kind of a deep movie. Like if
it's
you think
about
about it.
definitely.
it's about shaking your caste system, right? Being like, this is what we're supposed to be and what we're supposed to do. That's what the whole point of that movie is. But it's told in such a convoluted and unique and strange way and I think that's what Pixar's always done really well is like, hey, here's like something really heavy that most people wouldn't want to go see a movie of. Like, this is some heavy stuff, but let's drown it in weirdness and shiny stuff. And then that way we'll always, people will enjoy it and not really get it in a sense of, this is super heavy and you should be crying all the time.
right.
Yeah, definitely.
Is there any of those? I don't feel like there was ever any of those kind of moments in this movie where I'm like, oh, I'm gonna cry. Like,
the moment, I think the only moment that was really like touching is towards the end of the movie where the critic, I can't remember the critic's name, the mean guy, the bad guy.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. I
antagonist.
don't remember his
Yeah,
name.
yeah.
When he takes the bite and it takes him literally back to his
To
childhood.
yeah.
And it's like, they nailed that because, they say taste is one of the closest things associated with memory is taste.
Mm-hmm.
And there's so many things, I think about this constantly. Red vines in particular. Red vines remind me of childhood for whatever reason. I'll be honest, red vines are gross. I love red vines though.
what?
No, red vines are gross.
Red vines or Twizzlers? Red vines.
Twizzlers taste better, but
Red
red
vines.
vines remind me of my childhood, so I enjoy red vines more.
You can't drink soda through a freaking Twizzler.
I think you can, but it'd be a real
There's
thin
this
straw.
moment where he takes a bite and he has that flashback, and there's this moment where he just is like, and like you can feel it, like you can, you
Mommy.
completely understand like what he's like.
And everybody as a kid had a favorite thing like that, either their parents made or a favorite food that they really enjoyed. And it's cool that they kind of play into that idea of like,
Yeah.
hey, it reminded him when he was a kid, and then he,
Yeah.
it's just a great movie, but it's such a peculiar idea. I did enjoy the whole. They actually had to create, and maybe this is the first movie where they had to do that. Create a known city. I'm trying to think. I don't think they did that in any of the other ones. I'm trying to think. Like Radiator
this takes place in Paris.
Yeah, like Radiator Springs is a new place, right? It's not like so Paris was like
Monstropolis.
right. They're all new creations of, but this one they actually had to create the Eiffel Tower. They had to create, and they nailed it. The music, I love the music in this movie because it's got that.
Who does
Michael Giacchino.
Oh, he did it too. Okay, so he nailed
does this really great like French like jazz to it. It's he does. I think he does jazz really well. He does, of course, he does like somber songs and stuff like that. But jazz is one of his main points, and I love that he brings that to the Pixar movies that he ends up scoring.
Well, Brad Bird wrote and directed this, and he also did The Incredibles, and then Michael scored that movie as well, so they
maybe work together. Yeah. I also like all the jokes they make, kind of the Julia Childs jokes of like French cooking. It's great. I don't know if you guys watched that as a kid, but I ended up having it was on PBS and stuff like that. And I still catch it every once in a while, like on the cooking channel and stuff like that.
Bon appetit.
Yeah, it's great. Like she was amazing. No, honestly, she's a goofball.
No, she is. I love her.
She brought a whole wave of French cooking and made it simple. Right? That's the whole point of the movie. Is like you can't do this because you don't know.
Anybody can learn to cook, I think, is the motto of this
exactly.
movie.
And I used to tell that. I will tell you this: everybody can learn to cook. Not everybody can cook, but you can learn to cook. And what I mean by that is like when I started learning to cook, there was a lot of we're going to Chili's. One story.
I've been there too.
I wanted to make pickled carrots. I used to have pickled. I was from the South, so we pickled like everything.
That sounds gross.
No, it's not. It's really good. Hot pickled carrots. They're like spicy. I'll make them for you.
They have them at Mexican
But
places.
if you want to make like homemade pickles, you want to make them quick. There's a quick pickle method, which is you boil vinegar and then you put the hot vinegar and stuff like that. Well, I made that, but I made like a bomb in our house basically. Because if you vinegar smells bad, right?
Yeah.
If you heat it. It smells worse.
Yeah.
I fumigated our house. We all had to leave for like 2 days. It was pretty bad because I was trying to make pickles. I think I put too much. I didn't put enough sugar or something. I don't know. But everyone's like, someone came home.
And eyes are burning.
No, seriously. One of my roommates came home. He opened the door. He's like, nope. Close the door. Just like walking. He's like, I don't know what you're cooking, but I'm not going to stick around for it.
Got some numbers here for you.
Okay.
Guys.
What was the
numbers guy.
budget?
The budget of the movie was $150 million.
That's pretty high.
Made $623.7.
See, that's surprising that it was that successful. I know it obviously got critical success, but I don't remember it being like this amazing box office. But
I don't think that. Well, I mean, I don't.
That's
in
definitely
Pixar
not the
terms,
highest.
I don't think that's an amazing compared to their other movies. I think it's good, really good.
Right.
And then it's 96% Rotten Tomatoes.
And
Yeah,
I don't remember Brad Bird being I think that's probably what they leaned on, the maker of Incredibles and Giant. But just shows again like his range. Like I mean, just fantastic.
What I loved about this movie was this came out during the time when I was living in Florida. And so they have every year at Walt Disney World they have the Food and Wine Festival. So of course that year the theme of the Food and Wine Festival was Ratatouille, which I thought was really cool. And I remember seeing this movie in the movie theater at Downtown Disney at Walt Disney World, and people were freaking out over rats in the kitchen. Like there's this one part where all the rats are just let loose, and I heard
like,
multiple people.
Real rats?
No, in the movie.
Yeah,
In
the movie.
in Ratatouille.
Okay. I thought you meant like as like a joke. We released all these rats into a kitchen. And I was like,
heart looks like the movie. Like,
oh my god! I thought that's go ahead.
So in the movie, there's that part, and I literally remember being in the movie theater and hearing people being like, "Oh my god, that's disgusting! Ew!"
Which is dumb because like I know that's gross in real life. Obviously, we would know that.
Yeah.
But it's like they're building up the whole movie to this. And by then it's like, oh, he's helping all of his friends. That's cute. You know what I mean? But, whatever.
People sometimes they don't. It's a movie.
Now, are there any other foods like obviously like Ratatouille? So we're gonna make the main character a rat. Har har. But are there any other like? I wonder if they had any other food choices and character combos. Can you think of anything?
Maybe.
Else?
Wow, man, you put me on the spot. I'm trying to think like turducken. You could make like a turkey and a duck and a duck like this.
Their partner cooking together.
Yeah, turducken.
There you go.
Chicken and a duck and a turkey.
Yeah.
That's called turducken. No, I don't think anything really works.
Maybe a bar, and they have like cockroaches, and it's like cocktails, right?
I'd watch that actually.
There you go. Right.
I would watch.
I wonder if there's any animals that like we don't do these animals. We don't do wombats or cockroaches. That's it. Like you can make any other animal you want. Those are the two.
Great segue, David. Speaking of cockroaches,
Yeah.
Our next movie's WALL-E.
Yes. fantastic movie.
Which, yeah, actually, there is an animated cockroach in that movie.
That's what I'm
So
saying.
so it's not on the list. Wombats. That's the only thing that's not on there. So yeah, Wall-E. Now, Wall-E was, who did it?